Dressed in their finest, the Mavs as they came through the tunnel earlier. And a couple of injuries among their reserves. I expect their starters guys will be ready to do whatever's needed.
2 players injured, one of their stars out, something they'll have to dig deep to overcome.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. They've got Rajon Rondo. Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's George in the shooting guard. And for the Mavericks, Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Doncic out there with Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3. And so it's the Mavericks getting on the board first. Now, here's George. Nice D from Porzingis.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. But boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
And Paul George, Doris, kind of a late bloomer coming up in high school. His older sister used to give him the business on the blacktop. Of course, eventually, he found his stride, and the rest is history.
It took some encouraging from older sis and his high school coach, who actually had to threaten him with running suicides to get the guy to shoot more. And think about it. This guy plays his college basketball at mid-major Fresno State. That's really where he got onto the NBA radar.
Porzingis with the rebound. Now the Mavericks picking it up. Richardson finds Porzingis. Got a piece of it. Out of bounds. The Clippers take possession. An outstanding defensive play to earn the Mobile One block.
And early in a game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone.
And it's Rondo with the ball for the Los Angeles Clippers. 4-point game. Outside for George. High post, Zubac. Clippers moving the ball around. Just 5 to shoot. Batum inside the 3-point line. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Here we go, one-on-one. Paul George with the steal. And now Batum pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Here's Doncic. Unable to get that one. Great D that time from Leonard.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
Batum, good.
Yeah, you got to respect the awareness level of Rondo. When his teammates have a clean look at the basket, the ball gets there without hesitation.
Now, here's Doncic. Here's Finney-Smith. Passes it to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
You know, at 7'3", yes, he can dunk. But with that athleticism and his sense for the dramatic and his flair, look out, folks. He can be special.
Here's George. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. And Porzingis, here we go. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts. Boy, your alma mater, UNLV, Greg, has produced some great NBA players over the years. I mean, so many great names.
No doubt about it. Listen, I got a special place in my heart for my former teammates Larry Johnson and Stacey Augmon.
Right.
But also guys like Sean Marion. You go back to Reggie Diaz, who was a tremendous player. And right now in the league, you got Kim Birch, dunk champ Derrick Jones, and an up-and-comer in Christian Wood.
Good mentions. Here's Doncic. That one goes in. Doncic has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Just another way, Luka Doncic is such a tough cover. This guy's knack for getting into the painted area and converting both easy shots and contested shots.
The Clippers shooting their first free throws of the game. And he makes the first. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. And George drops them both.
You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
And an intentional foul right there.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
1:32 left in the first quarter. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
Cauley Stein, a tremendous athlete and a dynamic finisher.
Outside Jackson. And no good. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. Powell dishes to Cauley Stein. And it's Dallas with another.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Clippers trail by 6. Jackson looking it over. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And with a quick first step, Jackson remains a threat to drive on any defender.
Outside, Redick. From deep three-point range. Brunson finds Redick. From outside, off the mark.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Tries to keep it alive. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. Mavericks leading by 4. And here's Brunson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And Coffey gets it to go.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
Now Hardaway. It's stolen by Morris. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Mavericks lead. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
They set a physical tone in the first, and that really showed on the backboard.
I think it's why they hold the lead here early, because they're controlling the flow of the game with those second chance opportunities.
They've got Willie Cauley-Stein. Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Dwight Powell. Then there's J.J. Redick, and it's Brunson in at point guard. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Here's Brunson. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
Well, you want some unselfishness from a guy who's capable of scoring, and Tim Hardaway says, you know what, my teammate's open, I'm going to get him the ball.
And when you watch Hardaway shoot, one thing that stands out, he has a very quick release.
And Greg, that's what makes the jumper very tough to contest, especially when he's dialing it up from range. You have to stay connected to this guy defensively. It's not easy to do with the other weapons on this team.
It's tipped and stolen by Patterson. And here they go. Here's Jackson. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Jackson's got the lead up to 2 now for the Clippers. Jackson's gone 67% from the field, 4 of 6. Jackson against Brunson. Hardaway passes to Cauley-Stein. Stolen by Jackson. Over Brunson. That one off the back iron and out. Outside, Redick. No good on the 3.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
For the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Marcus Morris. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's Paul George in for Reggie Jackson. George. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
What a terrific take to the rim. Paul George is just giving it to the defense right now. Tenacious on that drive.
That free throw good from George. That one is no good. Mavericks trail by 3. And the rejection by Zubac. Here's Patterson. The Mavericks pull it in. Richardson finds Porzingis. Now Kleba. Up top, Doncic. He's covered by Leonard. They get the rebound. Clippers leading by 3. And it's Finney-Smith with the rebound. Richardson outside. Off target from 3-point range. Clippers have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Outside, George. Takes a 3. Los Angeles with another miss. Dallas has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Kleba kicks to Finney-Smith. Passes it to Porzingis. Paul George with the steal. And now here's Rondo, the fast break opportunity. And it's in there. Rondo's got his first basket.
Yeah, you can't let Rondo get free in those situations. He's an absolute terror on the fast break.
Doncic outside. Clippers have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Moving it up. And Batum with the basket on the assist by Leonard. Now it's a 7-point Los Angeles lead.
Yeah, and the defense has been on their back heels with the way they've been running the ball up the floor.
Richardson finds Doncic. Shot to stop the run. That's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter.
Hey, yo, right here.
Shot clock at 6. Richardson, good.
They seem to concede that shot, and his response is, thank you very much.
Outside, George. Launches a 3. That's tipped. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. A different look for Dallas. Powell, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba. Hardaway comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Luka Doncic. And he commits the intentional foul. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. There's 53 seconds left in the first half. Redick for 3. It's Redick on the wing. Outside Hardaway. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Powell, that's good. Los Angeles leading by 3. Coffee passes to Morris. And Morris throws it down.
Oh, my goodness. You cannot give up a lane to the cup. Once Marcus Morris sees one, forget about it.
And there's the pass to Powell. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
How good a playmaker are we watching? Always leading, always trying to create for others.
Jackson against Richardson. The 3. Coffee can't get it to go. Porzingis inside. It's stolen by Morris. He gets it up. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. The Clippers.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie, a pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. Their biggest deficit was 6 points in the... And that...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. One of the stories here, Reggie Jackson getting it done today.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's George in at the 2 guard.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And boy, that's a terrific start right there.
It's good on the putback. And the Clippers lead by 3.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Here's Doncic. And Dallas again with the bucket.
Boy, what body control from the Slovenian forward. Doncic comfortable taking on all challengers.
And Doncic was part of a draft day trade that so far seems to have worked out pretty well for both teams.
That's exactly right. Doncic, Greg, was selected by Atlanta with the 3rd pick. He was then quickly shipped to Dallas for the 5th overall pick, which turned into Trae Young, plus a future pick. Neither of these young men wasted any time putting their stamp on the NBA. I do think their futures will always be discussed in connection with the other. Credit the defense right there. They have not allowed this guy to get going at all in this period.
And the dunk by Porzingis.
Boy, what you really like about Porzingis going end-to-end, he does it under control, right? This guy is 7 feet and masterful in space.
And it's George missing.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy, just struggling to make shots right now.
Here's Richardson. The rebound by Paul George.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Cleveland. And the Mavericks with some changes. Billy Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And a chance there to look back at the stunning mobile one block a moment ago.
And guys, that's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand to the shot.
Doncic passes to Cauley-Stein. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Cauley-Stein's got 6 points.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
This is a small forward who, because he's 230 pounds, can hold his own down in the low post. That is nicely done.
Doncic feeling it out. Buries it down low. 10 points for him.
I'll tell you, he's been much better in the second half. He's taking smarter shots. He's looking more comfortable. And guess what? He's in a groove.
Pass to Patterson. That one good for 2.
Well, we know that Patrick Patterson can step away and be a force as a face-up guy, but still plenty dangerous inside.
Brunson kicks to Doncic. Leonard with the steal. Banked in off the glass. And now it's a 3-point Clipper lead.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
Brunson against Rondo. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
The Mavericks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. A different look for Dallas. Powell, he's checked in for Maxi Kleber. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Luka Doncic. And then for Los Angeles, Marcus Morris is checked in for Batum. Luke Kennard comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Rajon Rondo.
Listen, simply put, he's got to finish that. It's not like the defender was right on top of him.
Redick finds Cauley-Stein. From past the arc. And J.J. Redick good for 3. Redick's got his first 3 points of the game.
The focus, the precision. Once Redick gets any airspace to shoot the deep ball, he seizes on the opportunity.
Hardaway, no good. The Clippers have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the 3rd quarter got underway. Patterson, that's good.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Brunson scanning the floor. Outside Hardaway. A 3-pointer, no good.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Oh, my goodness! Wow. What a play!
Mr. Morris leaves no doubt.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Brunson the pass to Cauley-Stein. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Reggie Jackson. The Mavericks have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
The first one falls.
And Cauley-Stein has drawn comparisons to Tyson Chandler due to his length and athleticism. It's important he continues to get better.
There's 18 seconds left to play in the 3rd. Jackson with it. He's got 8, so timeout called here. The first for Los Angeles.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
It's tough to hide your communications. Teams go to great lengths to try to do it, but sometimes to no avail.
With 4 seconds on the clock. Can't capitalize inside. It's a tie game in Dallas. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Dallas shooting 53% from the floor. They're locked in. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, they've got Powell. J.J. Redick is out there with Josh Richardson. And there's Porzingis, and it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward position. And the dunk by Porzingis.
They continue to battle out there, so close to taking the lead.
Yeah, but that's been elusive. They've missed a few plays along the way that they'd love to have back.
Here's Jackson, and it goes down 2 points.
And with the defender draped all over him, Jackson has that strength to fight through the contact.
Richardson outside. And the layup falls. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
And the Clippers call time here. And Greg, Josh Richardson's a terrific ball handler out on the wing who can create for others.
Richardson gets a lot of assists per game at that wing position, not just looking to finish plays, but also to create for others. Very well-rounded threat on the offensive end, and that gives this team another dimension in terms of playmaking.
Bogdanović checked in for Dallas. Doncic comes in for J.J. Redick. And then for Los Angeles, Leonard, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. And George is subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. Not happy with the way this game is going. He said you're getting used out there on the perimeter. Inside the arc, we're doing some good things, but outside, we're a disaster. Tighten it up. Kevin, we'll see if they can close out on those shooters a little more effectively.
Thank you, David.
Hard work and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip-in. And they pick up 2.
You love that this guy doesn't get down on himself after a rough first half. Keep your composure and keep grinding.
George with no one around. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
To the middle. One-on-one fast break. Count it. Jackson's got it all tied up now for the Clippers.
Exceptional vision by Paul George. This guy is tearing up the defense.
Back to Doncic. And the rejection by Zubac. 3-on-3. Here's Leonard. Powell pulls it in.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Up top, Bogdanović. Zubac defending. And the dunk by Powell.
If Powell's on the court, he's a threat to dunk it. Incredible athleticism.
Clippers have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Outside, George. A floater. They get it back. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
These are the shots we have come to expect from Paul George. This guy is cold-blooded.
Up top, Doncic. Bogdanović controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
And George kicks to Jackson. George against Doncic. George, no good. Mavericks have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. And the rejection by Zubac. Powell dishes to Doncic. Richardson outside. Just 5 on the clock. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Richardson's got 4 points this quarter. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. George, that's a two-pointer. That doesn't go either for George. The Mavericks have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. Pass to Finney-Smith from deep. It's hauled in by Zubac.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
Here's Leonard. Money!
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
To me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
Here's Doncic. Good!
Doncic relishes the opportunity to deliver in big moments, and my goodness, embrace the spotlight, young man.
The deep three from George. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. And here are the Mavericks now. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. It's Richardson on the wing, defended by George. They get it back. Knocked loose. Leonard with the steal. From deep. Yes! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one.
Paul George loves delivering when the game is on the line at his absolute best.
Los Angeles calls timeout. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, Kevin, they'll go for the quick foul here to try and stretch the game out a bit, but I think it's already gotten away from them. It's a long shot at best at this point.
And now we present our New Balance player of the game, Luka Doncic.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the and the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. And it's Rondo in at the point guard position. And for the Nuggets, Cole is out there with Jokic. Then it's Will Barton. Then it's Michael Porter. And it's Murray in at the point.
And if you're drawing up your starting five for team irrational confidence, Jamal Murray makes a strong case. This guy is fearless. And that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Here's Murray. Paul George making his last shot. And Murray, we know, can be streaky, Greg. Still mid-30% for his career from three-point range.
Of course, the degree of difficulty pretty high on a lot of his shots. Off the bounce with a hand in his face. And he's more than a shooter, a versatile scorer who can get it done in a variety of ways.
And here's George for three. That doesn't go either for George. And so it's Jokic with it. He brings it up for Denver. For three, Murray. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Batum, good.
Well, you see the improvement in terms of high-level playmaking, a great understanding of all the offensive scheme that Kawhi Leonard possesses.
Now here's Murray. Now the pass to Jokic. Porter looking it over. Back to Jokic. And Jokic throws it down.
Porter Jr. moving the ball well. Nice to have a wing player help to be a facilitator.
Rondo passes to Zubac. Outside for Rondo. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Here's George. And two free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And the versatility of Paul George's game. Elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
When you think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor, I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
Now here's Porter. Pass to Bull. And that one hits back iron. LA's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. From deep, George. That shot, no good. And Denver the other way now. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter.
Well, the defense opens up just for a quick second, and that's where Barton takes advantage. He jets into that gap and right towards the hoop.
And George, here we go. And he uses the glass on the layup. George has got 6.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
And he makes that one.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a pass available there for Paul George, but he spots that small crease, he fires the ball through it, and he gets it to his open man.
Now here's Murray. And the rejection by Zubac. And now here's Batum, the fast break opportunity. And Batum throws it down.
Well, with Leonard on the floor, the team's always going to function a little bit better as a whole. And some of that comes from his unselfish play.
Here's Murray. Paul George with the steal. Batum attacking. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. 6 points for him.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Murray. Hands it from short range.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Here's Rondo. score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Pass to Jokic. Back to Barton. Pass to Bull. Murray kicks to Porter at the elbow. Jokic. Pocket 6. Releases. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
Yeah, my expectations were that he was not going to miss that one. He handles that kind of defense, especially on the inside.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
And he rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Now here's Murray. 6 points for him. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
And Jokic is not the quickest guy off the floor, but he uses his body well and great timing to get the offensive rebound.
Leonard looking around. Count it. Good.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
Here's Jokic. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers in the driver's seat. And we caught up before the game with Nikola Jokic, who had a few...
Southwest, I mean, you need to kill.
Greg, there are areas of Jokic's game where he probably is the best in the world.
I can't think of a center with better floor vision or better passing ability. His positioning, his angles, his ability to use his size to maximize effectiveness, all at an elite level.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
And the Clippers, looking at who they've got Morris. He's out there with Patrick Patterson. Luke Kennard out there with Reggie Jackson. And it's Man in at the 2-guard spot. Man, boom, he jams it straight down.
Total letdown by the D. Can't leave the bucket unprotected.
Absolutely. And it takes an easy 2 points onto the lead.
Will not find a higher percentage opportunity than that.
And the basket by Gordon. Looking at current NBA players, Greg, leaving aside the real star players, who would you love to have played with from this era?
Man, there's so many guys that, and I hate to call them role players because they bring so much more to the table, but in reality, they got to fill some roles, right? And, John Collins is a guy who's got great potential, a tremendous finisher around the rim. How about Robert Covington, a smooth shooter who defends his tail off? Davis Bertans, a deadly floor spacer who can put the ball down and create and make plays. So there's so many guys like that in the league that make a difference in determining whether your team can win or lose.
Boy, those are 3 names I don't know that I would have mentioned, so I'm glad you did.
And Marcus Morris has raised some eyebrows in the last couple of years, just being a much more efficient scorer.
The Clippers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And last season, Marcus Morris is named one of the hottest on the trade market.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Marcus Morris's offseason a year ago. A lot of contenders looking to add him to the roster. Handshake deal with the Spurs, switched to the Knicks, and then eventually traded to the Clippers. So grab your musical chair and try to find a seat.
Los Angeles leading by 6. And here's Jackson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Rebound by Murray. Nuggets have gone a perfect 4 of 4 since the 2nd quarter began. Perfect from the field. And that one's good. Green.
I like that from Murray right there. When he's passing it like this, it can make him so much better and so much more open.
Outside Jackson. Down low. Patterson can't get it to go.
Well, the D's so tight on him, and it makes him alter his shot. And an easy chance turns into a tough one because the defense is swarming.
Campazzo. Back to Green. 5 on the clock. Campazzo And it's Denver scoring again.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. The shot from the low post is good. And the Clippers lead by 3.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Now here's Murray. He has 6. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Patterson. Here's Jackson. That one drops for him. Now it's a 5-point Clipper lead.
And with the defender draped all over him, Jackson has that strength to fight through the contact.
This is to McGee. He feeds it to Green. Puts the move on, and it's Green with the jam.
Very little resistance against that throwdown.
Nope, not what they want to see in a game this close, Greg.
On one side, inspiration. On the other, devastation.
Right side, Jackson. Morris against Green. And the pass to Mann. Jackson down low. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off his shot. 24-second violation. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile 1 block?
And he's all over that shot. Has it read the whole way and gets the position he needs to make a play.
Murray dishes to Barton. Murray against Zubac. Takes the 3. It's hauled in by Zubac. George against Murray. And it's George finishing it off.
Yeah, Paul George, look out. Hammers that one home.
Murray outside. Here's Jokic. And Jokic throws it down.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game. It was all about the Clippers as the game got going. They were able to stretch out their lead to 8 points. And that'll...
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Paul George really making a difference here.
And guys, we saw just how tough he can be with the step to the rim. Great job of just attacking that first half.
Yeah, nice job of carving his way to the inside with some ease. Not much resistance out there.
Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So out there for the Nuggets right now. Porter is out there with Jokic. Then it's Aaron Gordon. Then there's Bull. And it's Barton in at the shooting guard. Outside for Batum. It's George on the wing. And it's good coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got 3 assists in the game. The Nuggets trail by 5. Campazzo, he's covered by Rondo. There's the dish to Porter. Jacks up a 3. The Clippers grab the miss. Zubac has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Leonard. Count that one. And that's now 6 points for Kawhi Leonard.
And in a player empowerment era, no greater power move than Kawhi Leonard's last year. Fresh off a finals MVP with the Raptors, he signed with his hometown Clippers and compelled a trade for Paul George.
Think about that 14-month run where Kawhi Leonard made his way to Toronto, a team that was on the cusp for many seasons. Goes there, wins the MVP and the championship for the Raptors, and then ends up in his hometown of Los Angeles to try to do the same for the Clippers. Now that's getting it done and writing your own story.
And it's the Nuggets with the ball after the basket by Los Angeles.
An average shot blocker. The key for Rondo is to know when to leap up for those rejections. That time using length.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
The Nuggets trail by 11. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Back to Barton. Campazzo, he's covered by Rondo. Here's Bull. Offensive struggles continue, missing again.
Ugly start in the second half. They've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. And then for the Clippers, Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. Now, here's George. Patterson. Nice persistence to chip it back up and in.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Gordon deciding where to go with it. You know, Greg, you'd probably know as well as anyone, what was it like going up against the Bulls in the 90s?
You know, it's weird to say, but in a lot of ways, we were a lot like they were. Hall of Fame talent at the coach, a defensive-minded team, but the one difference was, you know, the Bulls had that guy that wore that number 23. I think I'd say that might have been the one difference.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Mann's checked in. Jackson passes to Leonard. McGee with the block. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Leonard on the wing, 6 to shoot. Rebounded by McGee. The Nuggets trail by 10. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
And that one, good.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Now here's Gordon. 9 points in the game so far.
An underrated part, really, of being a sick athlete like Gordon, body control. Used it there to keep the form on his shot.
Jackson against Gordon. Right side, Jackson. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Jackson's got 8 points.
Not an easy basket for Jackson. He doesn't shoot a really high percentage, but he does make a lot of tough hoops.
Now here's Gordon. 11 points in the game. And the slam dunk by McGee.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Here's Jackson. Pass to Oturu. And here's Kennard. Passes it to Jackson. Inside. And he says, right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Gordon kicks to Dozier. Pass to Millsap. Lets it go from deep. It's Reggie Jackson with the rebound.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. The first free throw is good.
And Reggie Jackson, the former 24th pick by the Thunder, wasn't content to back up Westbrook. He basically forced his way out in search of a larger role.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Murray kicks to Barton. Back to Murray. Good if it goes. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Los Angeles. Up by a dozen here at the end of the... And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Now the passing for the team becoming contagious, this time involving the big.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Rajon Rondo is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Batum, and it's George in at the small forward. Here's Rondo, following the score by Jamal Murray. Here's Zubac. Jokic grabs the miss. The Nuggets trail by 10, and the Nuggets pushing it up now, and it's Murray with the jam.
Well, Barton had a good feel about what was happening defensively, and his teammate was wide open.
The pass to Batum. It's George on the wing. From the arc. And it's Jokic with the rebound.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Kawhi Leonard's checked in for the Clippers. That one falls. And the Clippers lead by 10.
There's no way he even felt that contact. That's what makes Leonard so tough to defend on the dribble drive.
Outside, Porter. Back to Murray. He dishes it to Porter. Trying to find Jokic. Gets it to him. The Nuggets with another miss.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that one is good. And now it's a 12-point Clipper lead.
Well, he does a lot of work on the perimeter, but don't let Paul George fool you. He can finish inside.
Here's Murray. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
And with what we saw in the bubble, Murray has clearly elevated his game. Showed that he could be a #1 option on offense. I mean, his output was an incredible part of that run for the Nuggets.
Pass to Jokic. Unloads from 13. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got 3 assists tonight.
Mid-range game as Jokic spotted himself up and drilled that one.
Outside, George. On the wing, Batum. Here's Leonard. Another shot. Nifty move. He takes it up and lays it in. Leonard's got 4 points in the quarter.
Are we sure that's the same player, guys? He looks completely different. What confidence he's playing with, and look how engaged he is on both ends.
You know, Greg, the further we went into the playoffs, the more Jamal Murray looked like a star.
I mean, Kevin, big shots in clutch situations, logged heavy minutes, but, you know, never wavered. A truly heroic performance from Murray all postseason.
Now here's Murray, and it's good, 2 points.
Well, for a young player, that's some awareness. Murray, with the clock winding down, gets that to go.
Rondo passes to George. 1:46 left in the fourth quarter. Lets it go from the wing. That one wide left. And so it's Barton bringing it up for the Denver Nuggets. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points, and it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his first foul. Denver making a switch here. 1:32 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Murray dishes to Green. Back to Murray. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Shot clock at 5. Gordon kicks to Murray. Shoots over Zubac. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Clippers leading by 7. Rondo passes to George. Zubac with it. Now here's George.
As a big, once you get position inside, it allows you to fight and come away with a lot of tough boards.
And then Gordon with the dunk.
Tremendous display of poise from Gordon. Refused to let the moment get too big.
Rondo dishes to George. Outside Leonard. And George, here we go. Passes to Zubac. Over Green. Zubac kicks to George. With the tip, it's good on the putback. And the Clippers lead by 7.
Give them credit. They've worked hard all game, now looking to finish it.
No, great job of getting in position to win a game. It's been an all-out effort from the squad.
Good! And now they trail by just 4.
Jokic stepping up big time here.
There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Murray against Rondo. Leonard the pass to Rondo. High post, Zubac. So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. The bustling city of Portland, Oregon. This is the backdrop for our broadcast setting tonight. Well, hey, Dave.
Kevin, thanks very much.
Portland is indeed one of the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you. And a look at the status here of both teams' injured players and who will not be in the lineup.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
And the Clippers starting five. Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. And it's Rondo in at the one spot. And for the Trailblazers, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Powell. And it's Nurkic in at the five, roaming the paint.
It's great to see Lillard working on his defense. Part of his game that he's going to tighten up on.
That one doesn't drop. Lets it go from 11. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Oh, great flow to that possession. Two players totally in sync with each other.
Three-pointer, Lillard. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. So it's Portland now. Zubac against Nurkic. Outside, Covington. To the wing on the left. 6 on the shot clock. Lillard with it. He's picked up by Rondo, and it's Lillard missing.
It's not easy to keep him from converting those. I mean, the D has to be airtight.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
McCollum outside. The pass to Lillard. Lillard again missing. Here's the Clippers. Right side, Rondo. Here's Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Talk about an advanced distributor. I mean, there's passes that point guards can make, and there's passes that Rajon Rondo can make.
Pass to Powell. Lillard looking around. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Takes it out to Covington. Powell against Leonard. Nobody near Lillard. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
This quarter has been hit or miss for him. Mostly miss.
And George gets it to go.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And it's sent back by George.
He's disappeared this quarter. He can't get anything to drop. That's not going to help him get out of the hole.
Trailblazers trail by 4. Powell, the pass to Lillard. For Greg, with your son getting drafted, you join the ranks of some historic NBA father-son duos.
You know, I got the opportunity to play with Arvydas Sabonis in Portland, and remember DeMontis as a little kid.
No
now
kidding.
He's an all-star last year. And, you know, I think you're going to have an influx of that in the coming years. Dwayne Wade's son is a terrific player. We know about LeBron's son's ability. He's possibly head to the league one day. You just never know. I'm as a dad, it's going to get the opportunity to watch his son play, excited, but I think you're going to see more of this in the future.
Cole and Greg Anthony. I like the way that sounds. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. Here's George. Nurkic with the block.
A defensive anchor. I mean, you got to admire how Nurkic uses his wingspan to turn shots.
McCollum, no good. The Clippers in the lead. George with the ball. Lillard picks him up. Here's Leonard. Zubac trying to break loose. And Leonard gets it to go. Leonard's got his second basket. Leonard's gone 2 of 3 from the field. Rondo against McCollum. Lillard outside. And he gets it to go.
Gets one to fall, but only his second make in the first 7 attempts.
The Clippers have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. George with the bucket. George has got 6.
Oh, he's got a role in this quarter, taking it on himself to guide their offense.
Lillard fires away from way outside. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
Well, Lillard plays with great pace. He's outstanding at knowing when to pull up off the dribble.
Rondo kicks to Leonard. Here's George. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic.
Yeah, good job to take it right at them.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And, you know, you go back to that horrific leg injury in Vegas back in 2014, and Paul George hasn't just made it back to the NBA. He's come back a better player.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Cantor, he's checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Little, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Little passes to Cantor. And it's sent back by George. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And the defense knows George can score from there, which is what forces them to kind of compromise at times defensively.
And both free throws good for Paul George.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
And here's McCollum for 3. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the LA Clippers. He got to double digits for the quarter. And before the game, we ran into Damian Lillard, who touched upon the team's camaraderie.
What we've learned is staying together.
And Greg, of course, he helps keep everyone on the same page.
He communicates well with his teammates, and he listens. That's why they trust him. The discussions go both ways.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Yeah, how many coaches say, we want to start fast? Now, let's see if they can maintain that intensity.
Jones is out there with Anthony. Then there's McCollum. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Simons in at the point. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. The Clippers have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
Lillard outside. Kicks it to Kanter. Back to Lillard. Fires from the line. Goes back up. Kept alive. Kanter dishes to Anthony. Back to Kanter. They shoot again. And he lays it up and in.
When it comes to offensive rebounding, Kanter has led the league in offensive boarding rates. I mean, when you think about it, perhaps the best at picking up his teammates' misses.
Jackson with it. Jones covering. Jackson against Lillard. Here's Patterson. Los Angeles with another miss. Trailblazers trail by 4. Lillard attacking. Passes it to Kanter. And that one, good. Kanter's got 6 in the quarter.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
To the inside. Here's Patterson. Hangs. And Kanter pulls it down. Kanter's got 6 rebounds in the game. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
McCollum's checked in for Portland. And Fernie Simons comes in for Damian Lillard.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter. And now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
George, no good. And Simons has got the ball here for Portland. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. And a wide open look for McCollum. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. And now a 3-point Portland lead.
Well, Melo made his way back into the league last season. He was immediately a heavy minutes player for the Blazers. He looked good as a third scoring option for the team.
George with the bucket.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
McCollum dishes to Cantor. Back to McCollum. Off target with his three.
And with Melo not having to bear so much of the scoring load, I think was good for him.
Yeah, especially since he took about a year off from playing. Melo had to take a long look in the mirror about how he can help teams win during his absence. He clearly has something left to offer.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Here's Zubac. He kicks to Rondo. Here's George. Excellent D from Cantor. The Trailblazers on offense. They're on a 14-5 run here. Cullen passes to Cantor. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Rajon Rondo.
One of my favorite trash talkers in the NBA. Cantor never really shies away from taking jabs at opponents, and I think his teammates like that.
A different look now for Portland. Robert Covington comes in for Derek Jones. And it's Powell in for McCollum. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Jackson's checked in. George against Powell. It'll go. The Portland lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from George.
A guy with George's focus can shrug off the contact. He won't let the defender disrupt his rhythm.
It's Powell on the wing, defended by George. Here's Cantor, and that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Cantor's got the lead up to 6 now for the Trailblazers. Left side, Batum. Pass to Zubac. Outside, George. And it's George finishing it off.
Punishing the rim there. When George makes up his mind he's going to dunk it, there is not much you can do.
34 seconds left to play here in the half. Here's Cantor. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. George looking over the floor.
And he needs to get back to what he was doing in that first quarter when he was in attack mode, drawing fouls and getting to the line.
3 trips to the line so far for him in this one.
Free throw shooting, not an area he has worried about at all. How about last year, 88% from the line.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Enes Kanter. And it's Damian Lillard in for Anthony Simon. And then for Los Angeles, Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Luke Kennard in for Leonard. Covington finds Anthony. It's been all about Enes Kanter for the Portland. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, and welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. A big night so far for Enes Kanter. He had 12 points. Dame Lillard, a player who's improved every... And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take...
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. It's been one outstanding game from George.
And he's shown just how adept he can be at creating contact and then cashing in at the line.
Yeah, I mean, showing that tenacity both mentally and physically.
Now we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. They've got Paul George. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Rondo in at the 1. Leonard with the steal. And now here's Rondo, the fast break opportunity for the tie. And it's good on the way in. Rondo's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Clippers. Lillard from deep three-point land. Batum with the steal. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. George with the ball. Lillard picks him up.
And it's really hard to knock George off his balance. He's just so long and strong. Nice take there.
Greg is a broadcaster. Who have been some of your favorite personalities to cover?
Man, that's a great question. You know, most of the stars, I'm a big fan of Durant and Steph and LeBron and those guys. Chris Paul's another one that's a favorite. So many of the guys, you know, there's so much more personality and so much more confidence these guys have working in front of the camera. I think that just makes for a better experience.
Somebody asked me the other day, who was my favorite? You know who I said?
Who was that?
Greg Anthony.
Oh, you're just saying that because it's true.
Tries again. Outside for Rondo. Nurkic with the block. They recover it. It's George on the wing. 3 on the clock. Tries yet again. The shot will not fall. Anthony with the defensive effort. Feeds it to Covington. And the pass to Lillard. Leonard with the steal. And now the Clippers on the break. Here's George. And then George with the jam.
And putting his explosive athleticism on full display there. George is capable of some highlight reel dunks.
Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Kicks it out to Lillard. Offside Covington. The feed to Nurkic. And the rejection by Zubac. Here's Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And with a good mix of power and agility, Leonard can throw it down with the best of them.
Trailblazers trail by 4. Lillard fires away from way outside. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Tipped away. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That is his first foul of the game. And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in. Here's Leonard. And it's Leonard with the jam.
Well, when Batum spots a wide open teammate, he zips the rock to him quickly. Just exceptional vision.
McCollum deciding where to go with it. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. A 3 ball. It's not going to go for him. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And Jackson gets it to go. Jackson's got 5 now.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And it's McCollum off the drive. And that one drops.
What body control from McCollum. I like whenever he works his way through the contact and finishes.
Outside Jackson. And he banks in the layup. 7 points in the game.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
McCollum kicks to Powell. Back to McCollum. Kanter trying to free himself up. And a little luck that time, but it drops. McCollum's got 4 points now in the quarter. Outside Jackson. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Here's Powell. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And the dunk by Powell.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. Here's Jackson. Makes it off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 5.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Simons. McCollum outside. All sorts of time. And the Trailblazers getting another bucket right there. Clippers leading by 3. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. 12 seconds left in the third. McCollum outside for the tie. Up again, and it is good at the buzzer. Wow! And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading back. We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. And Los Angeles, guys, shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game. We've got Yusuf Nurkic. Powell is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Damian Lillard. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers.
You really admire how fierce Morris is on the glass. He never gives up on keeping the next possession alive.
Lillard attacking, and there it is for him.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Coach trusts him to make winning plays down the stretch. I mean, because he's shown that ability time and time and time again. Oh, that's not the kind of interior defense you want. Way too slow to protect the rim.
Here is Lillard. Chalk up two there.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Cantor checked in for Portland. Hondo passes to Batum. Here's George. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
As crafty as they come. George has lots of experience when it comes to mixing up defenders.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And Simons has got the ball here for the Trailblazers. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. He feeds it to Cantor, and he goes right over Polch. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And once Cantor finds himself, he stays aggressive. I like how much he's looking to score right now.
And George, here we go. And the call. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Robert Covington's checked in for Anthony. Norman Powell comes in for Derek Jones. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Terry Stotts just went over his game plan with his team. His concern was both their inconsistency and their amount of three-point shots. He said, let's move the ball for good shots. If you have an open three, take it. Otherwise, let's attack the rim and put some pressure on these guys. Kevin?
Thanks so much, David. Here's George. No good that time. Good D by Covington. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Oh, that's good. Now it's a 4-point Portland lead.
Great court awareness from the crafty guard McCollum. A good teammate likes hitting his open guys.
George. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Cantor's got 13 rebounds in the game. Seeded. Here's Lillard. Misses off the right iron. Clippers trail by 4. Here's Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And guys, that's the man you want with the ball in his hands on that critical possession. Kawhi being his best in the biggest moment.
Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. To the paint, stolen by Zubac. Now the Clippers moving it up. Leonard with the ball. George with the bucket.
And guys, George takes pride in hitting big shots. Just get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Lillard from deep three-point land. But they'll get another chance. Here's Cantor. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Cantor's got 6 in the quarter. Outside, George. The shot's good. George has got the game tied up here for the Clippers.
And there was a time when folks said George wasn't a clutch shooter. Remember? Not anymore, people.
Lillard against George. Back to Lillard. Shot clock at 6. Here's Cantor. Money!
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Yeah, he approached that one with total confidence. He has what it takes to come through in the clutch.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That's foul number 2 for him. Nurkic checked in for Portland. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Reggie Jackson's checked in for Los Angeles. And the Clippers call time here. They're down by 2. There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Hey, they do have enough time here if they shoot quickly to get the 2-for-1. We'll see if they try.
George is checked in for Reggie Jackson. Here's George. Zubac trying to break loose. George, no good.
They came close there to tying it up.
That was a really important possession, especially at this stage of the game. Painful miss.
Had a foul to give there, but you'd rather not have it cost your team points.
So he gets them both, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Those are big when it turns into 2 possessions.
From deep three-point range, Rondo's shot is off. And so it's Anthony bringing it up for Portland. Now, here's Nurkic, and here's McCollum for 3. And no good that time. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Zubac. And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. And just about to get underway as the starting fives have been announced. Sit tight. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to GA.
Good evening, Kevin.
What a story. David, thank you. Now we'll look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3 spot. And for the Clippers, Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Batum, and it's Leonard in at the 3. Down low, stolen by Zubac. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. And he comes up with the deuce.
You know, Rondo's always looking to pass, and the threat of him passing can oftentimes open things up for him on the fast break.
Now, here's Doncic. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Passes it to Finney Smith. The offensive rebound for Porzingis. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Guys, you look at Porzingis, and it seems like he's got a knack for chasing down the ball on the offensive glass. Really good instincts.
Now here's Rondo. That shot is off. Nice D from Doncic. Leonard with the steal. And here we go with Batum heading to the hoop. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
Boy, that's big-time concentration from Batum. Able to battle his way through contact and still get the finish.
Now, here's Doncic. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup.
Doncic showing you his ability to finish. I really respect his aggressiveness in taking it to the hoop and handling contact.
Rondo kicks to Leonard. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now, here's Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
Well, you can't let Doncic have these types of opportunities, guys. When you aren't close to him, this is what happens.
And I remember when Doncic was first asked, who is your favorite player? And, boy, he did not hesitate. LeBron James.
Hey, Greg, for guys of his generation, that would be the answer for 80 to 90% of them, and with good reason. How about these quotes from Doncic? He said, if I dunk on LeBron, I can retire. But I like this one a little better. He said, LeBron can play in a lot of different positions. I can too. But for me to be like LeBron, I have to work much harder. That's a guy who knows his stuff.
And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. And Doncic throws it down.
Boy, showing you some power there, fellas. I mean, nice to see Doncic get up and drop it in with force that time.
George against Richardson. George, no good. Dallas has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And you know you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Both teams will make substitutions. And stolen by Cauley Stein. Here's Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
And, you know, Powell is an excellent athlete, easily leaking out in transition and making himself a big target to throw the ball to.
Now here's Jackson. Pass to man. Patterson with it. He feeds it to Leonard. Missed inside.
Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
Got a piece of it. Stolen by Jackson. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
So hard to guard, really, without fouling. Leonard is an expert at forcing the issue and getting the call.
J.J. Redick's checked in for Josh Richardson.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Jackson against Brunson. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. And the Clippers making a switch here. Kennard's checked in. There's 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Jackson passes to Morris. Now here's Jackson. Kennard on the wing. Morris outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Yeah, and of course, Marcus with a twin brother, Markieff, went to college together, played in the pros together. You'll have a hard time finding a closer pair of siblings.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. Here's Redick. Cauley Stein. It's been all about Luka Doncic for the Dallas Mavericks.
In the gym trying to work on my free throw.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. Scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
Yeah, and I think another key, guys, will be can they continue to hit that mid-range shot? I mean, they've been very effective here early on.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Taking a look at Los Angeles. They've got Patrick Patterson. Marcus Morris is out there with Kennard. And there's Jackson, and it's man in at the shooting guard. Brunson, good.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Now, here's Patterson. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second foul of the first half. Not a big deal yet, but something to keep an eye on. Already he's looking at his third foul. I think the coach will probably look to sit him down until the third quarter.
And thought that pass was going to get through, but no. All of a sudden, he was going the other way with the basketball.
On the wing, Jackson. Brunson covering. Jackson gets the bucket.
The quickness of Reggie Jackson, terrific. Superb at slicing apart the defense with his drives to the rack.
Brunson against Jackson. And good that time. Brunson's got 4 this quarter.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
A putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Way to work the glass. Buffet style. Second chance buckets. They can make a big difference.
Out to Hardaway. Outside, Redick. From outside the arc, Dallas keeping it alive. A fresh 14.
And with his vertical reach, you expect Cauley Stein to be a factor on the offensive glass.
Poked away. Hardaway with the steal. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. And Cauley Stein with the basket on the assist from Hardaway. And the Mavericks lead by 5.
Man, what a pass that was there. He really, really relishes making the game easier for his teammates.
Jackson down low. Brunson covering. You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, there's still power will always play a role, especially when you can add in quickness and athleticism. And I think you start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category. And a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stanchion when he gets going downhill as well.
Here's Brunson following the score by Reggie Jackson.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Porzingis is checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Maxi Kleber comes in for Dwight Powell. Doncic is checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Richardson in for J.J. Redick.
I like how George looks for contact. He kind of seeks it out. He doesn't back away from the hard physical contact. He knows he's going to get a chance to get to the line when he does take the contact.
Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for the Mavericks. We've got 1:55 left here in the second. Doncic feeling it out. Kicks it to Richardson. Launches it. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
And with that, the Maverick lead is cut down to 1 on the bucket from Leonard. Leonard's got 6.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. Here's Porzingis. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. And it's 6 points for Porzingis.
Boy, like seeing these passes. Doncic has a keen sense for when one of his guys is open, and he gets it to him on time, on target.
It's George on the wing. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
And worth mentioning, guys, the free throw percentage he brought in from last season, how about 88%?
Yeah, those were fine numbers he posted at the line. It was hard to find fault with anything he did from the stripe.
Dallas has gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Doncic passes to Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Yeah, he's known for his finesse game, guys, but Porzingis showing you there. He's got some power to his game, too.
Zubac kicks to Rondo. Here's George. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Here's Doncic. 8 points for him. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
On the wing, George. That's tipped.
Richardson showing you his defensive anticipation there with the block shot.
The drive by Doncic.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
And with that, the Maverick lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson alongside the Jet. That's Kenny Smith, the Diesel. Luka Doncic had a huge first quarter. He had 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. And that does it for our...
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Doncic. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3 slot. Here's Doncic after the basket by Los Angeles. There's the pass to Porzingis. Richardson outside. 6 on the shot clock. Up and in on the layup. Porzingis has got 10 points in the game.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Rondo kicks to Batum. Here's George. Porzingis with the block.
Boy, Porzingis doing a nice job staying in position and then using his reach to block shots.
Zubac trying to break loose. And it's George missing.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it, already an all-star. But you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Kennard, he's checked in for George. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Rajon Rondo. And then for Dallas, Dwight Powell's checked in for Maxi Kleba. Hardaway comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Richardson. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Jackson looking around. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got 6 rebounds in the game. Redick passes to Doncic. The high post shot and another basket for Dallas.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Well, when you knock down jumpers like that, it opens everything else up as well.
Now here's Jackson. He's got 6. And they get it. Nice D from Porzingis.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Here's Doncic. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. Redick with the bucket.
And Redick drains these shots constantly. I mean, senses and feels the separation and then capitalizes on it.
Pass to Patterson. Porzingis with the steal. Doncic with it. Fast break, Dallas. Fires the 3. The shot by Redick, no good. And there's a minute 45 left to play here in the third. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
You two players.
That's a jump ball.
They get a hand on it, and so here is Dallas. Kennard against Doncic. And Redick the bucket on the assist by Doncic. Redick's got the lead up to 14 now for the Mavs. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in, and a new group getting ready for Dallas. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Nicolo Melli comes in for Dwight Powell. Trey Burke's checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Hardaway. The shot comes out. They're getting beat up pretty badly out there.
And I don't care what anybody says. You can't keep the status quo. If it ain't working, you got to make some changes.
And so it's Dallas with it. Following the miss by Marcus Morris. Doncic finds Cauley Stein. Burke. It's rebounded by Leonard. Clippers trail by 14. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. And it's Leonard with the jam.
And at about 230 pounds, Leonard is a well-built specimen. Can absorb defenders like it's nothing.
So both teams making some changes here. There's 42 seconds left to play in the third. Brunson against Leonard. Finney-Smith passes to Cauley Stein.
And Cauley Stein so explosive around the rim. Hard to defend without fouling.
The Mavericks have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. Cauley Stein hits them both. 32 seconds left here in the third quarter. Here's Jackson. And yes, it's good. Jackson's got 8 points.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Here's Melli. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Out to the wing, to the middle. And that one's good. Burke. And the Mavericks lead by 13.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
Outside Jackson. From deep. Off target with that shot. And so it's Dallas, looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. The defensive work they've done against Paul George has been a big factor. He hasn't done anywhere near the kind of damage we expected. We'll return shortly. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery.
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. We've got Marcus Morris. Batuma's out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George, and it's Rondo in at the point. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Greg, I think of you in a New York Knicks uniform, legendary arena you played in. What was that experience like?
Kevin, intense. I remember the first time I suited up in a preseason game. We played the Dallas Mavericks. Both teams went up and down the court 3 times and nobody scored, and the fans started booing. And that's when I knew this is a little bit different. You better bring your A game.
And thicker skin, correct?
That too, yeah. And fortunately, there was no social media or internet back then. Goodness gracious.
And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Mavericks.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And how about the work they're doing also on the offensive glass? Creating those extra opportunities has been critical.
And so here is Dallas. The Clippers getting the bucket. Over to the left wing. With his first shot attempt. Kleba, no good. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. 15-point game. Count the basket.
Yeah, excellent determination there from George. This wasn't going to be denied. Fighting off the physical contact and nailing the shot over good defense.
Here's Brunson. Paul George making his last shot. Brunson with it. It's Richardson on the wing. Back to Brunson. 5 to shoot. This one for 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's George. It's deflected. Stolen by George. Inside, Morris. Mavericks with the rebound. 17 points was their biggest margin. Rondo with the steal. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back. Shoots over Brunson. But they recover it. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Yeah, but in the first half, he was just purely flawless as a ball securer. But that certainly hasn't been the case here in the second half.
Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. And then for Dallas, Porzingis is checked in for Powell. Hardaway is subbed in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Kicks it out to Richardson. Over Rondo. And he overshot that one, missing.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
And George gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And the Mavericks making a change here. Doncic is checked in. And just about 3 minutes through the 4th quarter here. Shoots a fader. And Rondo sends it back.
Well, you forget sometimes how much of an impact Rondo can have defensively. They're showing off some superb vertical as he goes up for the block.
Up top, Doncic. He's covered by Leonard.
Passion is something we love to see no matter what we're doing, and Leonard plays with great passion. A defensive menace who gives everything he has to shut his man down while still doing it at the offensive end, too.
Here's Doncic after Rajon Rondo's bucket. To stop the drought, and the dunk by Doncic.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Here's George. Back to Rondo. Passes to Leonard. 6 to shoot. Here's George. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Porzingis.
And I think George is clearly one of the most difficult covers in the league. When he's taking it strong to the basket, the defense sometimes has no choice but to foul it.
Mavericks leading by 11.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for Dallas.
They enjoyed a big boost from the strong play of their bench.
The subs came in and did their job. Those points off the bench were key to their victory.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Luka Doncic.
He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
And the Mavericks with possession. They've given up just 8 points in the 4th quarter. On up the court. Here's Rondo. He can't get that one. Nice D from Doncic. And here's the fast break. Richardson leading the way. Really left alone that time.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. And that one's good. Leonard.
And it's good to see George concentrate on getting the ball to the open man. Excellent floor awareness.
And here is Doncic. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
A look from before as the Clippers made their way to the locker room, hoping to put on a show for their fans here tonight. Both teams tonight dealing with some injury. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. We've got Aaron Gordon. Will Barton is out there with Murray. Then it's Michael Porter. And it's Jokic in at the 5. And for the Clippers, we've got Kawhi Leonard. Rajon Rondo is out there with Paul George. Then there's Batum. And it's Zubac in at the 5 spot.
And he's frustrated. That's a shot he can make in his sleep.
Well, you can't help but think of the dunk contest robbery with Aaron Gordon. Didn't receive max points on some of his dunks that clearly deserved it. Said he's done with the event after the last go. And I can't say I blame him.
Outside, George. Here's Leonard. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
One of the more physical wings in the league. Kawhi gets smacked there, but not to be denied.
And with the dunk contest in Aaron Gordon, some of the dunks he pulled off, Greg, were outstanding.
I mean, going over Taco Fall was the big one. The one-handed windmill was impressive as well. Gordon doesn't need a trophy. Everyone knows he's one of the best dunkers we've ever seen.
Zubac kicks to George. Zubac the pass to Leonard.
Both sides attacking. That was good defense versus good offense.
Ahead. And it's Murray with the jam.
You have to enjoy seeing Murray jam it down. His vertical is very impressive.
Outside Leonard. Back to Rondo. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. In the corner, George with it. The tray. Rebound by Murray. The Nuggets have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Gordon. It's Barton on the wing. Outside, Porter. Back to Barton. Just 5 to shoot. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. And it's Gordon missing. Clippers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Jokic with the steal. To the inside. From 7. He doesn't hit that one. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Batum dishes to Rondo. Leonard on the wing. Greg, we have a league of many great playmakers, don't we?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. LeBron James is obvious. You know, he played point guard technically for the first time last season, but he's always been a floor general. You look at a young man like Ja Morant, and he's been on the attack since day one when he hit the league. And there's so many more of those guys that are having an impact, understanding the value of that lead guard position. It is fun to watch.
It is so fun to watch. I agree. Zubac with it. Out guarded by Murray. Left side, George. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. To end the cold streak, it's good from long range.
I mean, a great look by Kawhi, aware of what the defense is trying to do, understands the spacing.
Rondo against Murray. Lob pass to Gordon. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Out of nowhere, Gordon just soaring in there, and that athleticism carries him straight to the hoop.
Here's George. That shot no good. Barton with some nice D.
Off the mark once again. Terrible quarter for him thus far.
Gordon deciding where to go with it. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Outside Rondo. George passes to Zubac. George against Barton. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Zubac. Over Jokic. Zubac no good. And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. Barton no luck. The pass to Leonard. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Leonard's got his second bucket.
The power, the length, the ability to finish. Leonard dominant in that painted area.
And knocking down shots in the mid-range area really forces teams to have to.
And so it's the Denver Nuggets heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. Right.
The mentality of how we play, how we move.
Greg sounds like something a coach would say.
It's probably something his coach has said time and time again, but Murray's really matured into a reliable, sometimes spectacular performer for this team.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And when you consider how Denver is doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Especially at the start. You want to get something positive going and establish your rhythm.
On the floor for Denver as we get going here in the second quarter. JaVale McGee is out there at Bowl. Then there's Paul Millsap, and it's Dozier in at the shooting guard position. Stolen by McGee. Bowl kicks to Millsap. To the wing right side. Campazzo. To the left side wing. McGee inside. Pass to Dozier. Fires for 3. And another miss by Denver.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Jackson finds Morris. No good with the triple. The Nuggets leading by 7. It's stolen by Morris. Here's Kennard. Tips it, and the second chance effort by Jackson. Jackson's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Clippers.
A rare offensive rebound for Reggie Jackson, but he knows what to do with it once he gets it.
That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time.
Not a problem. First turnover of the game, but overall, I like how they're taking care of the basketball.
Here's Mann. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring hit from him. Poked loose. Stolen by Gordon. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's his first foul. Denver's gone 0 of 2 from deep here in the second. Passes it to Gordon. Ball's knocked loose.
And we've just seen them make mistakes on back-to-back trips. Both those turnovers could have been avoided.
Morris into the lane. Second shot opportunity. No good on the shot. Now the Nuggets take it the other way. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. From deep three-point range, Morris with the rebound. Clippers trail by 5. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Even though he missed it, this is the exact play your offense is designed to produce.
Murray, the pass to Millsap. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got 4 assists in the game.
Shrugging off the contact, Millsap would not be denied.
On the wing, Morris. Here's Jackson. That shot missing. Good work defensively by Millsap.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
And at his peak, Reggie Jackson is one of the better guards in the league. He still got that confidence.
Yes, he does. Injuries slowed him down, but still able to create his shot anytime he wants.
Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. And the Nuggets pushing it up now. Campazzo lays it up and banks it in. And it's a 7-point Denver lead.
Now that's beautiful. Millsap could have forced something there, but instead waits for his open teammate.
Down low. And 1:01 left in the first half of basketball. Left side, Gordon to the paint. Millsap kicks to Green. Gordon, the pass to Green. Outside Gordon. 5 on the clock. Green finds Murray. A second chance effort. And that one's good. Millsap. Millsap's got the lead up to 7 now for Denver.
When you look at Paul Millsap, not the tallest power forward, but has that terrific wingspan.
Morris outside. They double him with Green. Morris passes to Kennard. Here's man, and too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. The Nuggets leading by 7. Now Murray. True on the 14-footer.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Zubac, the pass to Rondo. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to go on Will Barton.
The speed of Rondo is not easy to keep up with. When he's driving to the rack, he is looking to get the defense up in the air.
And so Rondo hits both free throws. Here's Jokic. And that one released in time, but no good. And so... Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter under.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Well, the first quarter was all about Nikola Jokic. He had 8 points, 2 rebounds. And that...
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. One of the stories here, Jokic getting it done today.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
Batuma's out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Rondo in at point guard. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
Kick it out, man. Kick it out.
Pass to Jokic. And Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things. Never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Los Angeles shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
Because he knows he makes a living at the line, he invites contact and sometimes even initiates it.
Martin surveying the floor. And there's the pass to Jokic. Lock at 6. Porter dishes to Green. And that one is good.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Here's George. And that one, good. George has got 5 points so far.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
Murray, the pass to Porter. Murray against Rondo. Murray kicks to Jokic. Dishes it to Porter. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Jackson, he's checked in for the Clippers. JaVale McGee's checked in for the Nuggets. Clippers trail by 7. It's George on the wing. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Leonard inside, guarded by Porter. Kicks it out to Leonard. Porter with the steal. And Jokic wide open. He shoots. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Jokic with the steal. Murray with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Murray the pass to Barton. Over Batum. Out to the right wing. Jokic finds Porter. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. Porter's got the lead up to 10 now for the Nuggets. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is such a unique talent at that center position. Young player, already top 10 in career triple-doubles.
How about the most triple-doubles ever by a foreign player? You think of the great skilled European big man. Jokic, arguably the most skilled of them all.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Here's Mann. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Quick lick from Patterson makes finishing plays off with a dunk look easy.
The Nuggets leading by 8. Campazzo, guarded by Jackson. Martin left side. Just 5 on the clock. To the middle. And it's McGee with the jam.
Attacking the defense with the pass. Don't need to be a hero.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. On the wing, Morris. On the wing, Jackson. The feed to Leonard. Millsap with the steal. McGee, the pass to Barton. Misses from close range. Clippers trail by 10. Outside Jackson. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Jackson's got 6.
Hard to keep up with Reggie when he gets out in space. And on top of that, an excellent finisher.
Campazzo. Stolen. Unhindered. Going all the way.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Great activity at both ends. Great teamwork as well.
Here's Barton. And with the rebound. Mann's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Leonard. Yes! And the foul. It's on JaVale McGee.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
And the Clippers making a change here. Rondo's checked in. And a switcher also for Denver. Green, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. Kicks to Barton. Campazzo. And Rondo sends it back.
What? Nice defense by Rondo there, rising up to block that one.
Shoots from 12. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And we just finished the 3rd quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Denver on top. They're up by 3. We'll be back shortly live. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Creating plays for others. It's an art form, but it's also a discipline. Fantastic job.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the 4th quarter. Our 4th quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. Taking a look at the Nuggets. We've got Paul Millsap. Green is out there with Gordon. Then it's Will Barton.
So frustrating when you can't get anything to go down as you're trying to help your team finish the job.
Morris passes to Patterson. That one doesn't go. Now the Nuggets take it the other way. Up again, and Green is right there. Green's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Nuggets.
Quick off the floor for these offensive rebounds. Green's 7'2" wingspan. It helps him snatch them.
Pass to Leonard. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Morris right side. 6 to shoot. Here's Jackson. It's hauled in by Gordon. The Nuggets leading by 5. Campazzo. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
One sign of a great playmaker, hitting his man in stride.
Outside Jackson. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. And again, it's the Clippers missing. And that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
So for the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Patterson. Batum comes in for Morris, and George is subbed in for Jackson. Murray, the pass to McGee. Porter with it. Pass to Jokic. Back to Porter. And McGee kicks to Jokic. No good on the triple.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
On the wing, George. Guarded by McGee. Denver leading by 7. Murray, the pass to Dozier. Jokic high post. Working on Zubac. Dozier can't get it to go. And it's Batum with the ball. Bringing it up for Los Angeles. Nothing doing offensively yet for them in the fourth.
Big points as the stakes rise, so does George's impact on the game.
Here's Murray. From down in the low post, it goes.
High offensive IQ. He makes great reads and adjustments on the fly.
Outside, George. Zubac in the post. He's against Jokic. Zubac finds George. That 3 off the mark. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Porter's running. Murray outside. Pass to Porter. Fires the 3. The Clippers grab the miss. George has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Leonard on the wing. And it's Rondo in the corner. And the dunk by Zubac.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Murray kicks to Jokic. On the wing, Porter. Murray against Rondo. Murray right side. Here's McGee, and it's McGee with the jam.
You gotta love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage. That doesn't go either for George.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
And you've seen they've made numerous attempts to try to get him going. Shows how valuable he is to this offense.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
It's called killer instinct. It's one thing to be close at the end. It's another to finish.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Dozier. But they get it back. Jokic passes to Murray. Over Rondo. Murray, no good. Nobody near Leonard. Good on the three-point shot.
Trying to ice this one, Kawhi showing his evolution as a closer.
Outside, Porter. From deep. No good there. So we see Denver get the win here. They see. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's good.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And it was quite a display as the Trailblazers arrived at the arena. A lot of thought put into those. And the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the 3. And for the Clippers, we've got Kawhi Leonard, Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Batum, and it's Zubac in at center. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
And it's Lillard missing.
It's all about the defense right there. Without that level of activity, he probably scores it.
Here's George, and it's Paul George with the finish.
That is Paul George, the incredible vertical and the unbelievable creativity.
Lillard fires away from way outside. Again, the miss by Lillard.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
George finds Leonard. Back to George. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. 13 feet away. And he wills that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron.
This is one of Paul George's go-to shots. His confidence and ability to rise and fire quickly from the mid-range, crucial.
Lillard, the pass to McCollum. It's Powell on the wing. Beyond the arc. Rondo with the steal. George with no one around. And the three off target. And so Lillard will bring it up for Portland. 4-point game. And the basket by McCollum.
If there's a weakness in your defense, McCollum will find it. Reads the floor exceptionally well.
Outside, George takes the 13-footer. George missing again. Trailblazers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And here's McCollum for 3. Portland keeps it going. A new 14-second shot clock.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
Back to Batum. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Maybe he rushes that just a little bit, who knows, but he couldn't have gotten a better look than that.
Covington kicks to McCollum. Connects from 3-point range. McCollum's got 5 points so far.
Wow, how about the start to this game? Taking excellent shots, capitalizing on everything the defense is giving him. This is great stuff.
Nurkic with the steal. Covington with it, and Batum picks him up defensively. Hits. Count that one from Nurkic. Great talkers over the years, trash talkers on the floor in this league. Do you think they do it more to get themselves going, Greg, or do they do it with the purpose of getting under their opponent's skin?
And Kevin, that's a great question. And believe it or not, you see both. I've seen guys who do it to get under your skin. And I've also seen guys that do it for their own benefit. That's how they derive their confidence. And so it's about you figuring out what works for you. I've seen some guys, they don't say smack. They don't say a word during the course of the game, but they will cut your heart out. So it's just about what fits your personality in terms of making you play your best.
Well, I'm glad you don't trash talk here on 2K, Greg. I'll tell you that.
No, we don't do that.
Elite offensive rebounder from the moment he stepped between the lines. Enes Kanter, that is a strength of his game.
On the wing, Morris. Patterson against Kanter. Back to George. Makes it off the glass. He's got 6.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Here's Simons, guarded by Jackson. Kanter kicks it out to Jones. It's Jones on the wing. And another shot. Kanter's shot is off. And so George will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And they go to the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Lillard's checked in. Patterson, that's good.
Well, the tight defense having 0 effect on Patrick Patterson, as strong as he is. He just says, hey, bring it, fellas. I'm going to score it anyway.
Lillard looking around. They get the rebound.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. In the corner, Kennard with it. Pass to Jackson. Inside. Out to Morris. Jackson with it. No points in the game yet for him. To the wing on the left. Here's Patterson. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time.
Well, the classic stretch four, right? Patrick Patterson creates so much space when he hits these mid-range jumpers. Nice.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Clip. When Damian Lillard's in the flow, there is no stopping him.
I think in the past, anytime I got...
Greg, this is why they say there's no substitute for experience.
And I agree. And, you know, sometimes guys need to learn to be more selfish at times. You also learn, if it ain't broke, keep going with it. Ride the hot hand.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Patrick Patterson is out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's man in at the 2. On the wing, Jackson, covered by Lillard. Here's Patterson. Nice move. And the layup is up and in. Patterson's got 6 points.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Lillard against Jackson. And Lillard gets it to go.
You won't find too many players with a better understanding of the pick and roll than Lillard. He runs that set to a T.
Patterson passes to man. And Cantor pulls it down.
Boy, that's too easy to miss, but somehow he finds a way to do it.
And so they foul intentionally. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And a switch here also for Portland. Covington's checked in. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Cantor dishes to Lillard. Traps in the tray. Lillard's got the lead up to 3 now for Portland.
Boy, I love seeing Cantor distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
Pass to Batum. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Good D by Covington. Their offense has been great here.
Yeah, the ball movement has been terrific, and they've kept the defense off balance.
And Cantor throws it down.
Well, this is Enes Kanter's comfort zone. At the rack in a hurry.
Rondo scanning the floor. And that one, good. Rondo's got his first 2 points. Portland leading by 3. Lillard outside. He dishes it to Powell. 3-pointer. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
A different look now for Portland. McCollum's checked in for Anthony. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Here's Rondo. And the layup's good off the glass.
Yeah, Rondo he's like a tank out there. Phenomenal at scoring on the drive, even when you try to body him up.
McCollum up top. He has 5. Cantor. Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Craig, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. Here's Rondo, and it's blocked.
Encouraging to see Cantor trying harder on the defensive end. There's height. There's ability to block shots. Go to work, Enes.
Offensive rebound. Simons from downtown. Tries again, and it's good on the layup. Cantor's got 10 points.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Leonard on the wing. We've got 1:13 left here in the second. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession. And the Clippers making a change here. Jackson's checked in. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Portland. Jones comes in for Norman Powell. Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile one block we just saw on replay.
The defensive awareness, the timing, when you have to face a defender that can reject you like that, it can alter your approach.
And the basket by McCollum.
And with that great handle and high basketball IQ, McCollum remains a lethal pick and roll option.
Outside Leonard. Clippers moving the ball around. George. Rebound by the Trailblazers. 2-for-1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
Covington passes to McCollum. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And when you think of McCollum, the word efficient comes to mind. This guy just shoots the ball and plays the game at a high level.
And so McCollum nails both of them.
Well, this guy has multiple ways to get to the free throw line, and boy, has his stroke been on the money.
Down low. Passes it to Kennard. Outside Jackson. Now the pass to Kennard. Kennard on the wing. 5 on the clock. Offensive rebound. The shot that time not on target. Here's Simons. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Kicks it out to McCollum for 3. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers in. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They didn't get more than a one-possession lead in the period. And that should do it with the...
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. It's been a clinic so far from Enes Kanter.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Well, you can see why they would continue to play through him. He was tough to stop, super assertive down low. Just great work.
On the court for the Trailblazers, Robert Covington out there with Jones. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. Then it's Damian Lillard.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Left side, Leonard. Reggie, we hear this a lot. It's almost too popular now to say good offense beats good defense. Being a defensive-minded player yourself, do you agree with that statement?
Absolutely, Kevin. And the thing is, in today's game, when I played, there was an era, you could hold teams in the 80s and 90s. You could go a quarter and keep them at 12, 15 points. You can't do that now. It's different. You've got to be able to win stretches of 2 and 3 minutes. And honestly, you're right. The offense does dictate far more, but it doesn't discount the importance of defense. And if you still look at the reigning champs and the teams that have won titles recently, that's still one area that they're consistent in is their defensive approach.
Leonard with the steal. And here's the break. Jumps up. And Nicholas Batum with the slam.
Well, we're talking about a multi-time winner of the Defensive Player of the Year. Huge hands, creates lots of turnovers.
Lillard outside. Here's the 3. Hits the three-point bomb. Lillard's got 8 points.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way. Well, as usual, this guy cooking on the offensive end, but right now the other guys on his team have got to step forward.
And Lillard kicks to Covington. There's the triple. And it's Lillard missing.
Well, they have the advantage, but you still feel like this guy needs to find a way to get himself.
Oh!
My goodness. Well, don't let Kawhi's quiet demeanor fool you. This guy has athleticism and explosiveness. How about that in style?
Lillard against Leonard. Dishes it to Nurkic. Three-pointer, Lillard. Lillard again missing.
Let's give some credit to the defense for how they're guarding this guy right now, because they're refusing to let him get comfortable.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. And Nurkic gets it to go.
And such a polished player near the basket. Nurkic feels comfortable taking those in-close shots.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. So for the Clippers, Morris is checked in for Batum. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Rajon Rondo. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. And it's good, 2 points. George has got 6 here in this quarter.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
And Kawhi Leonard with a very analytical approach, Doris, to the game. Studies angles, movement, trying to groove in on perfect mechanics. I mean, he does it all.
Yeah, Kev, that goes back to his favorite high school subject, which was math. And think about how precisely he has built his game. He started at the free throw line, then went to the low post, and now has added the range game. Very analytic approach.
Anthony, the pass to Nurkic, shoots over Zubac. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Just a load. I mean, at 7 feet, Nurkic also moves well, and that combo gets him to the line a bunch.
There's Jackson with the 3. And another 3 for the Clippers.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
I think the communication on offense is working at every level right now. What a run for this group.
Portland again missing. 2 for 1 opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
Here's Oturu. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Oturu's got his first bucket in this one. McCollum against Kennard. And there it is for him.
I mean, call him a combo guard to whatever. McCollum is a scorer first and foremost. And when he puts it on the deck, young fella is going to the hoop.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Jackson misses. And so it's Anthony bringing it up for Portland. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. It's McCollum on the wing. Over Kennard. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
Oh, that's an important shot there going into the
3 quarters of play in a close game here. Portland out in front. They lead by 3. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The 4th quarter is coming up next. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
You love the unselfishness, finding the best look, and it doesn't matter who's taking it.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Morris is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Luke Kennard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's man in at the 2 guard. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Powell, no one around him. Can't hit that one. And the Clippers will come the other way. Morris into the lane. Lays it up off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 1.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
McCollum dishes to Cantor, and the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And that's 12 points for Enes Kanter.
Well, Cantor just has an ability to score on the interior. That's his special skill.
Pass to man. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Jackson passes to Patterson. Back to Jackson. He feeds it to Patterson. Shot clock at 2 from the baseline. A rebound by Simons. Simons has got 4 rebounds now tonight. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, they're winning largely because of this guy's play. He has been sensational.
Clippers trail by 3. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Stolen by George. Batum with the ball. Now Covington defending. Here's Rondo. 2 free throws coming up. And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Terry Stotts talk to his team during that timeout. He said, keep grinding. We're in good shape. Things aren't always going to go perfectly. Don't let that slow you down. Let's just stick to what got us here. Kevin, we'll see if they can build on this lead.
And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Zubac. For Portland, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Lillard attacking the 11-footer, and too long on the shot.
Cannot believe he missed that one. Ooh, I'm sure he can't either.
And Leonard gets it to go.
Let's remember, this is a former Finals MVP. He will not blink in the biggest of moments.
Lillard with it, and Batum picks him up defensively. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. Great opportunity for a three-point play. An almost entirely new group here for Portland.
Well, this is the kind of player he is. The tougher the moment, the more he elevates his game.
Leonard draws the double, and a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And Portland has possession, and George kicks to Zubac. The putback, it's good on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Portland Trail Blazers. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. An absolute bomb from three-point range. And the Trail Blazers lead by 5. And a deep three from George. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Portland's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Lillard attacking, and the layup is good. And now a 7-point Trailblazer lead.
No excuse giving Lillard that kind of positioning. That's just too easy.
Rondo kicks to George. On the wing, Batum. Shot clock at 5. Here's Rondo. The deep three from George. George missing again. Trailblazers have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. Pass to Anthony. Portland needs to get off a shot. A three from McCollum. That doesn't go. He's 5 of 12 on the night. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
That's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
The dish to Powell. Over in the corner, Lillard. Powell, the pass to McCollum. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Out to Anthony. It's McCollum on the wing. And the rejection by Zubac. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Zubac. Stolen by Zubac. So the Trailblazers win it. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but
David, thank you as